Okay, just had a 20-minute phone call, so let's see whether or not I can start this without starter fluid. Engine should still be warm. Got the throttle up. Yep. All right. Back down the same road. No wonder why I missed it. It's really overgrown. When we were walking through, we were talking. I wasn't really paying attention to how overgrown it was, but I'm pretty sure this is it. Better scout this out. Oh yeah, okay, this is the way. Nope! Opens up a little bit. I remember that. Remember that. Oh, there it is over there. I remember that cap for that truck. Okay, so there's a tree that came down since last time I was out here looking at this. Broke halfway up there and it's across the trail. That's what really is masking it, so let's see if we can put the loader up high enough and rip that off. Alright, there's the backhoe. Knocked that tree down no problem. It's just about a 4-inch diameter tree. Pushed it out of the way, got in here. Now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get that backhoe attachment hooked back up. Okay, got some of this wild grapevine out of the way. You start to actually see the backhoe. Now, sure, when he parked it, stabilizers were down, but it's just been sitting so long. Things down on the ground now, so. 6-spool valve. Oh, pins are still here. So, that somehow mounts on these pins here. And then those other pins, removable pins, sliding up here. Alright, so first trick would be getting this lifted up. Well, if I can get this hydraulic line hooked up, maybe I can use the power of the hydraulics on the stabilizers to lift this. Alright, this quick disconnect is working because I just opened it up and was able to get it off. But he said he has a problem with this one. Well, it doesn't want to restart. Doesn't want to restart. As it cranks, I got smoke coming out of the stack. Tried ether, and all the ether seems to do is make it crank a lot slower. As the ether works its way through, it's almost like the, I don't know. Don't know what's going on with it, but it's just weird because it's dead. Now, of course, he said that one of the problems with this thing was after he ran it about 45 minutes, it would die, and then it wouldn't restart until it cooled off. So maybe it was getting ready to die with that problem he was talking about right when I shut it off before. Maybe I gotta wait for it to cool off. But let me show you what it's doing. I got the throttle up full, and the exhaust manifold's still hot to the touch, but I can hold my hand on it for about, starting to get a little unbearable. Yeah, about 15-20 seconds before I gotta take my hand off, so that's about how hot it is. So let's put the jumper wire on here. Okay, smoking like a sieve. That clicking noise is because I keep slipping off and trying to run the jumper wire with one hand. Weird. I'm going to give it one more shot of ether and one more try, and then I'm going to quit. Now all it does is with the ether, once the ether works its way in there, it goes clunk, clunk, clunk. and then slows down. And once the ether burns itself out, it will start spinning freely and easier again, but still no start. So with that, I'm going to call it a day and come back out and cold start it, see if I have any success with that, and disconnect my battery so that I don't get any loss of charge, hopefully. And what I need is this sleeve right here on this quick disconnect is frozen. He even tried to hammer it on it and couldn't get it to open, so he ended up having to unscrew it here and then unscrew it down there. And rather than go through that project, I'm going to go to Tractor Supply and get a replacement one of these suckers, and then that way I can use the quick disconnect features, because this one works. And hopefully the tractor will start. We'll back it up here, connect up the hoses. Hopefully the stabilizers will lift this up into position. We'll hook her up and drive on out of here with it. Well, back today and try and hook up that backhoe attachment. I don't know whether or not Frank had a chance to try and restart that thing after I couldn't start it again the other day. He said he was going to maybe try it like a day later and see if it would start and maybe move it back a little closer to the backhoe. I came down today. He's not here, so the gate's locked, so I got a bit of walking ahead of me. I haven't seen the horses yet. It's kind of weird. Pipe wrenches, large crescent wrenches. Hopefully I got enough to do it. Otherwise I'm going to have a long walk back for nothing. Well, that gate's closed that I just came through, so I guess that means the horses aren't down here. I wonder where the horses are. You must have them somewhere. Must have trailed them somewhere. Oh, there she is. It doesn't look like he moved it any closer, so either he didn't get a chance to mess with it or he couldn't get it to start. I'm hoping he just didn't get a chance to mess with it. The battery's still disconnected, but he may have disconnected it after trying. Oh, whew. Alright, so this quick disconnect he couldn't get apart. So he had actually just unscrewed this fitting completely and unscrewed the other one and put it together that way. I was going to go to Tractor Supply Company and get a quick disconnect to replace this one, and when I went there they didn't have any as big as this. So I think the biggest they had was either 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch, and this is definitely bigger, so I'm going to have to get that from somewhere else. And then I realized, well, I don't think I even want to replace that until I get to a point where I'm satisfied this is going to be a workable machine. So today I'm just going to come down. I came down here. I'm going to try and well, first I'm going to see if I can't get this coupling to move. I'm going to put that big pipe wrench on it. Oh, I just saw a deer just cross that, kind of an opening back there, just cross that opening. Well, that moves no problem on the male part of the coupling, so it's really a matter of if this sleeve could be slid in this direction, then it should uncouple. Alright, that ain't happening, so I'm not going to be able to get this coupling undone easily. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to unscrew this. But before I want to do that, because once I undo that, if I undid the coupling, the check valve would stop the flow of the fluid till I coupled it to that half there. But so when I unscrew this, I'm just going to have fluid coming out of there. So I definitely want the tractor closer to the backhoe attachment here, in the hopes that it's going to reach that fitting down there. So time to see if she's going to start today. Oh crap. The starting fluid button stuck and it was leaking out, and it emptied itself. This can emptied itself. So there's nothing in it. Damn it. Well, I got no reason to believe this is gonna start without ether. Probably gonna ruin what's left of the battery even if it does start. smoking. Thought I had the throttle all the way down, but oh. Had to get that breather. Fell on the ground. I'm going to run it over one of these days yet. We can't back up. I think that's as close as I dare to get it until I lift it up some. So I'm going to have to shut it down to disconnect these fittings, and hopefully it'll restart.